Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Digital Health Webinar Germany 2022. My name is Zoltán Galla, Managing Director of the Startup Campus Germany. In association with the Health Cluster Portugal, the German Trade and Invest, the Berlin Partner, and the Messe Berlin, we are going to guide you through the medtech ecosystem and the most interesting digital health events in Germany. Special thanks to our speakers for providing these special insights today. This webinar will be recorded, so you can watch it later on the official landing page of the event. We are here today because the pandemic waves are not decreasing, but the business and the show must go on. We are in Berlin today because we believe that the heart of the European medtech ecosystem is Berlin. The aim of today's event is to introduce the business development opportunities like events, programs, and initiatives on the fields of digital health, research and development, as well as commercial collaborations may begin today. The industry focuses on the healthcare sector. On one hand, it is because the European economic area, just like other economies, has been particularly hard hit by the COVID-19. This is putting a strong pressure on every government to improve the quality of the healthcare sector. On the other hand, there is a new generation of adults who are active participants of the digital world and who are able and willing to deal with their health issues digitally. This results a digital health market with only in Germany with a scale of 50 million patients already. We believe that today's event is just the beginning. I always used to say, the first meeting has only one goal, to have a second one. So the first step for today is the appropriate discovery of the German medtech ecosystem, identification of the potential business accelerators, getting to know the local fairs and events, and learn about the main initiatives of the governmental multiplicators. We are happy that you are joining us on this journey today. Let me introduce my partner in this project, Ms. Joanna Feija, Business Development Director at Health Cluster Portugal. Joanna, the floor is yours.
Hello, good morning. I would like to start thanking Startup Campus and the other partners for this collaboration with Health Cluster Portugal. In order to support the entry and growth of the Portuguese health industry in the German market. Health Cluster Portugal is a non-profit association with more than 200 members representing the Portuguese health care value chain. We have members from academia, startups, corporates, to private and public care providers. The health sector in Portugal is responsible for around 4% of the national GDP, employs 300,000 workers, and exports 1.3 million euros per year. Investment in research and development in the sector is around 500 million euros. The COVID pandemic has presented enormous challenges for all organizations, as we all know, especially in the healthcare area, and the continuous pressure on this sector has highlighted the fundamental role of technology in assistance in healthcare. Due to the agility and ability to seek and find new opportunities, Portuguese companies, with the support of specialized technological centers and the Portuguese scientific system, have been developing innovative technologies with disruptive business models, with great added value, and with a strong export capacity. Globally, the digital health market is expected to grow 6 times by 2026, reaching a volume of 500 billion euros. The German market, the digital German market, is one of the largest in Europe and is estimated to reach more than 40 billion euros by 2026. Germany is the market for the Portuguese companies that desire to have their products there due to his quality, high quality requirements and characteristics. Germany achieves almost universal health insurance coverage, have a growing share of private hospitals, that is very interesting, and has one of the oldest population worldwide. Having so, exceptional conditions that facilitate the introduction of this new digital sector. Also, the German government has been introducing special initiatives such as the Digital Healthcare Act that is opening the door to multiple business opportunities to companies, namely the Portuguese ones. We are now facing a significant opportunity to Portuguese health companies to expand to the German market. Today, and after the first presence of Health Cluster Portugal in Medica in Düsseldorf last November 21, with more than 15 companies and R&D centers, we are here now to continue tackling this path. Thank you all for this collaboration that will be fruitful for both countries, I believe. Thank you.
Thank you for this informative welcome and opening remarks for Zsuzsanna. Our next presenter is Harald Müller, Digital Health Manager at the German Trade and Invest. German Trade and Invest is the investment promotion agency of the Federal Republic of Germany, with the mission to promote Germany as a location for industrial and technological investments. Harald Müller, previously working as Charité Berlin as an EU project manager and the VA-Med, which is a global provider in the healthcare sector. Mr. Müller, please hold your presentation.
Yes, hello everybody. Thanks for the opportunity to give an overview about the German healthcare and digital health market. My name is Harald Müller, and I'm manager of digital health at Germany Trade and Invest. So who is Germany Trade and Invest? Germany Trade and Invest is the economic development agency of the Federal Republic of Germany. Our shareholder is the Federal Ministry of Economics. We have two locations in Germany, one in Berlin and one in Bonn. And internationally, Germany Trade and Invest has over 50 locations worldwide. So we are represented on all continents with local employees. And our main task is first to help German companies, that's the trade part, in their expansion plans, and foreign companies, this is the invest part, that's where I'm working in with their expansion plans. So we support foreign companies in their market entry to Germany. Within this invest part, we have a rich portfolio of things we can do for you. So first, we're giving market overview, like I do today, and industry analysis. So in my case, it's for digital health. And we give also information about all aspects of market entry analysis. So that will include for example, certification or reimbursement question up to a certain degree, because as a public body, we are not allowed to consult in depth because of competition law. We have also extensive legal information. So when you are setting up a company in Germany, you will need to know about the legal information about your company, about tax, about labor law, and we have much more information depending on what your specific needs are. We also inform about funding and financing. That means if you're setting up a company in Germany, you will be able to apply for grants, for funds, for R&D funding. This kind of information we also give. We are also consulting you and partnering to find the appropriate partners. May it be industrial partners or R&D or other networks. But we are also doing that up to a certain degree. Usually we also work closely together with a regional development agency. As you may know, Germany consists out of 16 Länder states. Each of these Länder states have an own regional development agency. We are closely working together with them, especially when it comes to site selection, because they often knew much better where office space or production facilities are. And when it comes to recruitment, because their regional labor markets, they know better than we can. One of these regional development agencies you will hear today was Ms. Rapp, so Berlin Partners, one of them, and it is, by the way, also my old history because I worked for 15 years for a Berlin partner. So we are closely working not only with Berlin, but also with the other regional development agencies. Okay, I'll give you a short overview about the market. I don't want to go into the detail with all the numbers. I'll be just one number, 470 billion healthcare expenditure. That reflects that this is a very important sector within Germany because 7.5 million employees are working in this industry. But it also shows in international comparison in Europe that this is the biggest market in Europe. So where does all this money come from? As you can say here, about 65%, if you add the statutory health insurance and the private health insurance, 65% of this healthcare expenditure come from the insurance, from the health insurance system. This is important to know that they are responsible for the main funding of the German healthcare expenditure. Most of them are in a public health insurance. 73 million from 83 million inhabitants, and the private ones are numbers for 9 million. And it's important to know that the health insurance coverage is mandatory in Germany. As we have already heard, Germany is one of the oldest populations. I was surprised when I heard that, but that's the way it is. So the share of people older than 65 years are 22%. Only Japan ranks higher in this respect. And this in turn leads to an increasing number of nursing service providers. So outpatient care, but also nursing homes, inpatient care, because the need for that is growing, and the problems we're going to face with nursing and healthcare will be considerably. Hospitals. We have quite a large number of hospitals, nearly 2,000. So in international comparison, this is a quite high number. And as you can see, the private hospitals are increasing, while the charity-based and the public ones are decreasing. If you look at the structure of these hospitals, you can see that the bigger hospitals are on the rise, while these mid-sized hospitals are decreasing. That has to do with, I think that with the need to have bigger hospitals, because to be more specialized, to have a better learning curve, in order to produce a better healthcare quality. That might be a second structural deficit in the hospital landscape in Germany. And also it is a known secret that German hospitals has been underfinanced for quite a long while already, because some of the funding of the hospitals comes from the federal states, and because their budgets are always tight, so there is a kind of a backlog in finance, especially in equipment. And this is also the reason why the government at the end of 2020 has released the Hospital Future Act. They will devote 4.3 billion euro to the hospital sector. And what do they finance? So in general, modern emergency capacity and digital infrastructures. So what does digital infrastructure mean? It means portals for patients, electronic documentation of care and treatment, medication management, and also IT security, because this is an important area as well. Also, they're going to finance telemedical networks to connect the hospitals not only internally to departments to each other, but also to the outer world. So there's a lot of money going into this sector. The applications had to be handed in until the 31st of last year. But I think it's a good time to get in touch with German hospitals, because they will need modern and innovative ideas how to modernize and digitalize the hospital sector. So digital health in Germany. So we have already heard the European market for digital health is going to grow until 2025 to 232 billion. Germany will make 58 billion euro of that. So that's more than 20%. So it's a big market there. In the last years, we have seen an amazing number of healthcare acts which accelerated the development of digital health considerably. The rule breaker was undeniable the Digital Healthcare Act, which came into force at January 2020. It represented a systemic opening of the market for digital health applications for 82 million health insured. So these are the 4 areas of which where this legislation has laid their weight on. So you might already heard, or much attention has been raised by the opportunity to apply for a DiGA, digital health application, and the slogan "app on recipe" made the round, and because it's quite an important certification process, and I will say a little bit more about that. So what is a DiGA really? A DiGA can be a medical product class 1 or 2A, so low risk under MDR. Its main function has to rely on digital technologies. So this is important, but even more important is that the intended use or the value added has to center around the patient. It can include a medical doctor. It can also include a medical device, but the main value added has to be at the disposal of the patient. This is quite important to be eligible to being a DiGA. Okay, the product functionalities has to be detection, monitoring, treatment, palliation, abandonment of pain, compensation of diseases, injuries, disabilities. So these four points make the definition of what is a DiGA or not. The process is as follows. The developer of a DiGA submits an application. The BARFAM, this is the Federal Institute for Drugs and Medical Devices, and approves it for 3 months. The BARFAM can be compared to the FDA in America. And they prove the requirements. It means safety, quality, functionality, privacy, data security, and also the positive care effect. So that might be medical benefits or procedural improvements. So if you're lucky, you're going through directly to the DiGA directory. Only about 10 to 15% we are achieving this. Most of them going to a preliminary listing in the DiGA directory, where you get additional, so you're already then in the DiGA directory, but you need like 12 months to justify and prove that you fulfill the requirements which you hadn't done within the 3 months. And after 12 months, obviously, BARFAM is drawing a decision again, and then you are rejected. Well, then you have to kind of think about your product again, or you're going to the DiGA directory. The good thing about being in the DiGA directory is that you can be prescribed. So may it be an app or a platform or whatever, and your medical doctor can prescribe it to his patients. And the law which has been set up, the DVG, I've already pointed out, has made sure that the health insurances have to pay for the DiGA. So if you are in the DiGA directory and you are prescribed, you're getting paid by the health insurances. Afterwards, price negotiations are taking place, but this is a different process and would lead too far here. But this is the main process named Fast Track, and it's already underway for 1 year. And now it's time to look at the how many applications had been handed in. This is already a little bit old, August. Up to then, about 90 of the applications have been handed in. And as you can see here, the preliminary listed are 15, and the continuously are only 5. So it's not that easy to get through in the first try. So they are rejected, withdrawn, under evaluation, just reflects that it's an ongoing process. Since August, I think about additional 6 new DIGAs have been applied to the directory, so you can say every month two new DIGAs. So it's developing. This is the therapeutic and diagnostic approaches which I cover. The biggest part is the cognitive behavioral therapy. So mental health is very important. Movement therapy, aftercare, and others. And you can see here that there are a wide range of topics. Knowledge transfer, diary function, for example, diabetes monitoring. So telemedical approaches might also be a DIGA, motivation, gamification, training. So that's what the contents are. So next steps, and that's interesting. The DIGAs will be the blueprint for DPAs. The DPA will essentially work with the same process that it will cover the digital care applications. As I was pointing out, we are an old society, an old population, and the nursing problems and the care problems are going to rise. So digital care applications will be a new application field for the DIGA fast track, and it will be called DPAs. It is also planned to enhance that to digital prevention, maybe. Also, the DIGAs will be integrated into the electronic health record, which will be good because then the patients can have a look at what DIGAs are at hand, are available. And also, very interesting, the DIGA process might be adopted to a European level. Macron has very recently announced that he will adopt the DIGA fast track process in France. And I think there are talks going on to maybe make it a European process. So DIGAs are a thrilling topic, but also teleconsultation will be strengthened. So under certain conditions, telemonitoring and telemedical procedures are allowed and reimbursable. I think the centerpiece of the German healthcare acts are the access to an electronic health record for every insured person. So the health insurance had to deliver that to January of the last year, and they did it. And it will be a gradual approach, and step by step, more and more institutions, actors, informations, we will be connected to the health electronic health record, and that will really make a difference in collaborating, communicating of the different healthcare actors within Germany. And this, the improved access to patient data is a little bit at the beginning. So as you can imagine, the use of the patient data where the healthcare insurance companies are sitting on, to evaluate them, that would help in epidemiology, in medicamental development, in rare diseases, using KI, and they're starting to find the regulations how we can use patient data anonymously in order to answer all these questions. Okay, just at the end, a few words about Germany. Interesting regions are, of course, metropolitan regions. This is because the investors profit from the efficient interaction between highly urbanized areas and regional industrial centers. They are characterized by dynamic economic development, innovation industry clusters, access to consumer markets, highly skilled workers are in these metropolitan areas, networks and high density of R&D facilities. And you can see some of these clusters here. And last slide. For digital technology, there are a number of innovation clusters and with a special focus on digital health, also digital hub status. This is, of course, the health capital Berlin, so the whole center around Berlin. The European Medical Valley has an own digital hub, it's around here. And with the 5HT Digital Hub in Chemistry has also its own program for digital health. It's somewhere around here. So just to give an idea where digital health is a hot topic in Germany. And this is the end. Here you got my contact details. I think the webinar is recorded, so you can look at it. But if you want to just directly connect to me, if you are planning to set up your business in Germany, we will be happy to consult you.
Thank you for this complex introduction of the German medtech ecosystem for Mr. Müller, especially the DIGA and the DIPA application. It's very interesting and up to date. We know it's not easy to get in. Startup Campus Germany provides a consultation in these fields, of course, because we also believe that is going to be a European regulation process soon. So go ahead, and we heard about the health cluster programs as well. And if we say Berlin is one of the centrum of the European digital healthcare ecosystem, we can be sure that the city has a well-developed healthcare cluster program. We are lucky to have Katrina Repp here. She's the project manager of digital health at Berlin Partner Business for Technology. Berlin Partner is an organization that provides business promotion for individuals, investors, and science institutes. They are offering tailored services with excellent connections to research facilities and a wide range of providers. Katrina works as a project manager of digital health at the Berlin Partner, and she's going to providing us a great overview of the available digital health opportunities in Berlin. Katrina, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I hope you can see my presentation. Can you give me a hint? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm working with two monitors, so yeah, thank you again and good morning from my side. I am Katharina and I work at Berlin Partner, and I'm happy to introduce you the Cluster Health Capital Berlin-Brandenburg. Thank you also, Harald, for this nice introduction. Okay, as I said, I work at Berlin Partner for Business and Technology, and we are the economic development agency of the state of Berlin. And in that we are, of course, work on behalf of the federal state government of Berlin. Our main business areas are clustered in three pillars. That would be the business and technology support, the Berlin marketing, so the whole marketing you would see about the city nationwide, but also internationally wide, would come from us. And the third pillar is the cluster management, which we will talk about in a minute. At Berlin Partner, we offer you different kind of services. We're the first contact point for companies here in Berlin, but also we offer customized support in deciding on, for example, a location and during on-site implementation. And the service packages bundle information, offers and contacts. For example, with our location service, we can support you in finding a new office space or maybe a laboratory. Doesn't matter if you're already at the region here or in the region, or if you are a company from another city or country. We also have an excellent talent service where we would support you in finding staff and can also support you in any visa issues. For example, you are looking for a candidate in, let's say, Asia, and you don't know how to manage the visa process. We can support you in this. Then we have a finance service where we would also give you some more information about financing, about all the possible grants in the region and the application processes there. And together with our service partners, our experts, we provide you with active competent support free of charge. And you can concentrate then, of course, on your essentials, which would be your entrepreneurial success at the location here in Berlin. As I said, I'm working in the cluster healthcare here. Let me give you just a quick overview and why we are working in clusters. Well, when talking about Berlin and the region here, of course, we have many big companies, bigger but also smaller, and they are all in different kinds of industries. And to cluster the competencies here in Berlin Partner, we are focusing on 5 different clusters. And I'm working currently as project manager for digital health in the healthcare industry clusters. And there we are calling ourselves also the health capital Berlin-Brandenburg. Why is that? Well, if you have a look on the map here, you can see on the left-hand side, which basically shows the state of Brandenburg with the city, but also state of Berlin, which lies directly in the middle of this state of Brandenburg. History-wise, Berlin is a state of its own. But when talking about Berlin, you cannot just simply fade out the fact that Brandenburg also exists. And when you have a look on the map here, you see that on the right-hand side, the city of Berlin has a wide place of 890 square kilometers and then 3.7 million of inhabitants. And on the left-hand side, of course, Brandenburg with a much wider space of almost 30,000 square kilometers, but less inhabitants. And in Berlin, you see everything is quite centralized and urbanized. We have a lot of life science companies and pharmaceutical companies and hospitals nearby. I think I counted the minutes once. The way it takes from my place to the next hospital is about 12 minutes by public transportation. And then, for example, on the left-hand side in Brandenburg, you see, of course, much wider distances, but also a quite big amount of big and smaller life science companies and pharmaceutical companies. And when we talk about this region here, one thing is quite interesting. It is the perfect testing ground and gives you a perfect validation ecosystem for any kind of market access here in, especially in healthcare industries. You see this, for example, also at the moment. The government is about to implement the electronic prescription, the E-Rezept in German. And it's currently still under a state of testing, and the testing ground is here in Berlin and Brandenburg, because it just gives you the perfect ecosystem, having both also the rural sides and the countrysides, because when you look on the map of Germany, it's not only about big cities, we also have plenty of countrysides. And so that is of course where we here in the healthcare cluster work closely together, Berlin and Brandenburg. Let's have some look on some data and facts for the region here. We have more than 250 biotech companies, more than 300 medtech companies, more than 30 big pharma companies, and talking about digital health, more than 150 companies focusing on this. It makes it a total of more than 400,000 professionals working for healthcare every day here in this region, and summing it up into more than 30 billion euro of revenue each year. I talked about the plenty amount of hospitals and clinics, also rehabilitation homes and nursing homes, and we even have 8 technology parks. Cluster Healthcare Industries is operating in 2 sectors. We focus on innovative care, and then of course also on the life sciences and technologies. And we are having 7 strategic focal areas where we operate in. That would be the innovation and technologies, the networking and transfer, of course, digital health, the capital model region. As I said, it's also functioning as a testing ground. And then, of course, the work environments, the spin-offs and startups, and internationalization. In the health capital cluster, our vision is to increase the new standards in life sciences and healthcare. And our purpose is the research and development of innovative products, solutions, and digital offerings together for more health and quality in life. As I said, we can provide you with expertise and, of course, our services in, for example, finding a location, in funding and financing opportunities here in the region, in recruiting staff, in technology transfer and R&D cooperations, but also in cooperating in networks and developing international markets. Let's have a look on some cutting-edge research institutions, of course, internationally well known. We have 12 institutes of the Leibniz Association here in the region, 5 institutes of the Max Planck Society, 4 institutes of Fraunhofer, 3 research centers of the Helmholtz Association, and internationally renowned institutes and university. Probably all of you have heard from the Charité, Hasso-Plattner Institute, the Freie University in Berlin, and many, many more. This picture pretty much sums it up, why this ecosystem and infrastructure is pretty much excellent here for healthcare in the region. As I said, we have plenty of clinics, and of course patient groups are located here. Then the industry plus the startups. Berlin has a huge amount of young professionals starting with great ideas, especially in the healthcare sector. Then we have the business and technology supports, and the key opinion leaders all have at least an office here. That would be the health insurances, the associations, the special interest groups, the GBA, and so on. The universities and research institutes I just talked about, and last but not least, Berlin still is the capital of the country, and that is why also the government in media sits here. When talking about digital health, of course, here in the region, we talk about hot topics as artificial intelligence, the electronic patient file, the DIGAs and DIPAs just mentioned by Harald, data science and big data, of course, additive manufacturing, 3D printing, robotics, automation, navigation, and telemedicine. Also, of course, digital diagnostics, digital therapeutics, VR, AR, sensors, wearables, and so on. Just to give you a quick overview of projects and initiatives here in Berlin-Brandenburg, again, just a small selection. You would also see that the hot topics are reflected within them. So, for example, the project Telemed 5000 is a development of an intelligent system for telemedical care of cardiological risk patients. Then we have the IoT network, which is a new competence center for consisting of various partners. The goal here is the realization of projects and the promotion of exchange between startups, businesses, and science. Then we have Ember, which is an additive manufacturing cluster here in the region with 3 focuses: the personalized medicine, new materials and processes for additive manufacturing, and additive manufacturing with bio-based materials. Last but not least, I wanted to name the WHO Hub for Pandemic and Epidemic Intelligence, which just opened at the end of last year here in Berlin. The hub's mission is to provide the world with better data and analytics and decisions to detect and respond to health emergencies better, and of course prepare and protect the world from global disease threats, just like we all experience right now with the COVID pandemic. Talking about the medical technology companies, so here in the region, as I said, we have plenty of big companies like, for example, Biotronic, B. Braun, Philips, Otto Box, Siemens Healthineers, and so on. But on the same, at the same time, we also have a great amount of small and medium-sized companies, but also startups growing here every day. For example, Deepspin, Dental X-Ray, NetMeo, and so on. So a dynamic city of services and technology, and a mixture of large and small businesses, and of course future technologies and modernized and traditional industries are coming together here in the region. The Berlin-Brandenburg digital health landscape looks roughly like this. Again, just a quick overview and some selected institutions here in the region. We have a great amount of accelerators and incubators, just to name, for example, Flying Health, Rox Health, Pfizer Healthcare Hub, and the Vision Health Pioneers program. Then, of course, that comes along with a great amount of successful startups like Ada Health, Lindera, Recare, Self-AP, Caracare. Also, plenty of them are actually working on or are already listed as a DIGA. With that comes along great networks that support the ecosystem in networking and cooperations. For example, we have the Spitzenverband Digitale Gesundheitsversorgung, the BMG, BVITG. And when talking about startups, we also talk about venture capital, and we are lucky here in the region that we have a great amount of venture capitalists like Die Brückenköpfe, Heal Capital, IBB Ventures, which are some of them are only focusing on healthcare, and some of them have a big focus on healthcare as well. Summing it up in some numbers, maybe I just read through the EY Startup Barometer from 2022, which collects some numbers about the startup investments in the year 2021. And we see that in the health sector, the most investment capital got to Berlin startups in last year, which came up in 57 financing rounds, which they received a total of 519 million euros, which is huge. Yeah, and coming to almost my last slide. When talking about the region, we also have to talk about the events here. And as the topic today is the DIMEA, we definitely have to talk about the DIMEA. Well, it is the most important event of the year, at least for German healthcare industries. And of course, also Berlin Partner and the Cluster Health Capital has a booth there. A very big one, which, where we also give the regional industries, so big companies, but also startups, the possibility to show their products, their services, and to bring their digital health solutions to the public. I show you the booth of our Gemeinschaftsstand, so the common booth of Berlin-Brandenburg on this picture here. So a very big space with plenty of space for nice networking. And besides the DIMEA, of course, also the World Health Summit is a big event taking place in Berlin every year. Besides that, the Deutsche Pflegetag and Hauptstadtkongress are one of the biggest events happening here. The Medica also is a very important trade fair, which is not taking place in Berlin, but in Düsseldorf. And of course, we as Berlin Partner are also present there. I just wanted to give some more information about some of our events. That would be the Barcamp Health IT, for example, a very interesting and great opportunity for startups to work on project ideas, on working on business models where they can pitch their ideas, and then can work on them in different kind of sessions afterwards, and of course working on a network and connecting with others. And also the Biennale is one of our bigger events at Berlin Partner, and the cluster of healthcare, which is more focusing on pharmaceutical industries, but also there we will have a digital health session, which will focus on the collaboration between startups and pharmaceutical companies and the great value they can add together. Yeah, that would be it. Thank you so much for your attention. That would be my contact. If you have any questions, if you need any support, please let me know and get in contact with me.
Thank you very much, Katrina. Actually, we have a question here from Robin. It is like, how does the ecosystem of Berlin compare to, for example, Munich, Mannheim, Heidelberg, or Nuremberg? So I believe there are many hubs all around, but and every hub has their special programs, but please complete.
Yeah. I mean, there are, of course, plenty of hubs German-wide, and also also Munich has great opportunities there and has also great amounts of healthcare companies located there. But yeah, I mean, it also can have some advantages to be quite close to politics, to be quite close to all the big players in the market, like the statutory health insurances. And so yeah, at least at the end, each company has to decide where to open up its company, right, or in which accelerator or incubator program it suits best for them. So yeah.
Exactly, and I've also seen this Startup Barometer 2021, and as I've seen, the major part of this 570 million euro investment is happened in Berlin.
Correct. It is definitely the place where the most of the venture capital takes place and is located. So that can be a plus as well. Yeah.
Right. Thank you very much for this detailed presentation of the opportunities in Berlin. And yeah, we stay in Berlin because Medica was mentioned. Medica DEMEA was mentioned. It is a connecting digital health trade fair. It is a central platform for digital healthcare in the region with more than 570 national and international exhibitors. The DIMO trade fair is one of the most important digital health events in Germany. To compare to Medica, here in DIMO, we're focusing only the digital solutions, so it is much focused events. And in this April, they going to bring together health IT companies, healthcare institutions, industry professionals, and most importantly, startups with their potential customers. Andrea Hillman has been working at Messe Berlin as a project manager in last 5 years, and she gives us a proper overview of the many opportunities that await us in this April. Andrea, the floor is yours. You have to unmute yourself at the down there at the left side. There is a small microphone on the screen. Yes, it works.
So I tried to share my monitor. Can you see anything? I already shared it, but you can't see it. Why not?
Not yet. Yeah, if you click on the green button, oops, stop. was me.
Just a moment, I try it again.
Okay, take your time. Now, okay, now we can see it in full screen.
Okay, now you can see the full screen because I have two monitors, but now I can't see my presentation, but I will start. Yes, thank you very much for this invitation to this nice webinar, and thank you very much, especially to Startup Companies Germany, for the opportunity to present DIMEA. First of all, we have a very good relationship to Startup Campus Germany for several years, since we met a few years ago at Medica, and then here in Berlin. And by the way, we also work very close together with Berlin Partner and GTI. And Katharina, thank you very much for the nice introduction to DIMEA. So now I start with my presentation. My name is Andrea Hillmann. As Sultan said, I've been working for Messe Berlin for more than 5 years since then for DIMEA, formerly CONNET. My focus is on digital formats, online marketing in the project, and focus special areas as DIGA and mobile health, and last but not least, the startups. Maybe if you've seen the Messe Berlin logo on the right side, we celebrate 200 years trade fair place in Berlin this year. 1821, the first trade fair was established not at exhibition ground in Charlottenburg, but in Berlin Mitte. And Messe Berlin will celebrate this at the beginning of February. And the startup area at CONNET and later as at DIMEA was founded by me in 2018. Now some words about DIMEA in a nutshell. I do not know if everyone in the audience knows DIMEA, and I think Katharina told us a little bit about DIMEA and Sultan did, but this is DIMEA in a nutshell. 2019, we had about 11,000 decision makers in digital healthcare here. We had more than 500 exhibitors, among them all market leaders, 250 speakers from all over the world. And this year, we hope DIMEA will take place from the 26th to 28th April 2022. And we will once again gathering the industry's leading players in the Berlin exhibition halls. Since 2019, this was the year CONNET became DIMEA. DIMEA will provide an innovation hub for digital health, covering the entire healthcare process within the winning combination of a trade fair and an extensive programs around digital processes and products. The program consists of inspiring keynotes, lectures, congress sessions, and interactive formats. And in addition to a comprehensive market overview, the DIMEA will offer a wide range of opportunities for intensive exchange, live exchange, efficient networking, and direct contact with the decision makers from the healthcare sector. And yes, DIMEA is one of the greatest or most important digital health events in Europe. That's fact. And let me show you a small mood board that must be, because the digital health community wants to meet again live and on site. The popularity of our currently registered exhibitors is great, and the credo is live is life. Yes, I think this picture or these pictures does not need any more words. This is what we want in 22. So this is what we're planning. We're planning 6 exhibition halls in 2022. This is a graphical overview at the south entrance of Messe Berlin, and the startup cafe or the startup area will be in Hall 1 this year on the left side, very close to the popular DIMEA Cafe and close to the Hub 1. This is a hub for short presentations. Startups, yes, we are expecting about 28 startups this year. I will tell you about the startup, more about the startups in the next charts. About 10 or 12 startups are registered, nothing unusual as most startups register very late. And there can be waiting periods. So register in good time. This is my tip for all the startups here in the audience. We place on a first come, first safe basis. A lot of startups especially always ask us what's the profile of the target groups visiting the DIMEA or exhibiting. Here they are. This is a small overview of the exhibitor profile and the visitor profile. You can find for example, visitor, top hospital management, CIOs, IT staff, medical and commercial controllers, physicians, head of nursing, health insurance representatives, representatives from politics, journalists, industry representatives, consultants, incubators and accelerators, students and trainees, and so on. You can have a look at it on our statistics page on the DIMEA website. So some words about the startups. This is a curve, and 2018 we started with 26 startups. In 2019 we had 29 startups. In 2020 we expected 44 startups in a waiting list, but then Corona came and this wonderful, great, huge, large startup area couldn't start. 21 we had a digital DIMEA with 34 startups, and in 22 we do not know, but we are looking forward to seeing you, all the startups, and we are very confident that a lot of startups will come to DIMEA. This is some words about our startup offer. If you join the DIMEA in Berlin, you can sign up for your startup package. This is a turnkey ready stand. I can't give you a photo of the stand because we do not know how the stand looks like, because our architects are still preparing a Corona-conform startup area, and I think we will have some pictures or some ideas at the beginning of February. Co-exhibitors on one of these startups places, it will be a startup stale again with 2 chairs and a table. Co-exhibitors are possible on request because we have to see how many people will join the DIMEA. A startup country corner, this is an information I got yesterday in the evening. It's possible. What we want to do is we want to offer small corners on the startup area if there are companies or hubs, for example, who want to present them in a group or together. We can label it with, for example, Hungary startup ecosystem, or Spanish or Portugal. Maybe we have some from Israel. They want to come to DIMEA this year. Yes, and this is the other one thing. The other great thing, we have again free pitches for national and international startups. In maybe 4 or 5 startup sessions, GVETG, our partner, our association, and the organizer of DIMEA is just preparing the program. We will know more about at the beginning of February. What we know is that there will be a call for paper on the DIMEA site at the beginning of February for all startups, even exhibitors and non-exhibitors, to apply for a pitch on the DIMEA. This is new and this is great because we want to give also startups who are not exhibitors, of course, we hope they become exhibitors in 23, to get a chance to present their ideas in our official program. Yes, and also various networking possibilities, of course, are possible on an on-site event. Yes, something about the planned program at all. We have a wide range program. It will be clustered again in 17 tracks, making it easier for different interest groups to find their way around the DIMEA. First is digital medicine and nursing care, healthcare, careers, future prospects, politics and regulation, technology and interoperability. And we have a supporting program. These are the big clusters. You can cluster the program. And then we have, of course, 16 or 17 topics from KI to DIGA, mobile, care will be very, very important item, and so on and so on. Have a look at our website at the beginning of February. You can find all the program details. Yes, some word at the end of my small presentation. Our concept will be a live event with a great beginning concept. It will start in April. We do not have any idea to start it in June or anything else. We have no idea or no plan to have a hybrid event and no event to have a digital DIMEA as in last year. Either an on-site event or nothing. This is our philosophy this year. That's it. And therefore, we hope that we will have an on-site event. Of course, we can't look into a crystal ball, or we are confident that DIMEA can take place live, but these decisions are not made by us, but by another level. So let me finish my small presentation. You're all invited to DIMEA, and we're very hopefully that it will take place at the end of April. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Andra, and I completely understand and agree that live is live. So we've been at Medica in Düsseldorf. Fortunately, none of our portfolio companies or colleagues get infected. So really got the regulation, and I believe that we're going to build up a hygienic concept that's going to save our health. And yeah, please stop your presentation.
Yeah, I have a small problem with my. I stop. Okay, now I can speak. Now it's again.
Works. Yes, and I remember well in 1980 when we were first participants of the DIMEA by our own, and then 1990 we represent 3 companies, I guess. In 22 we or 21 we organize a slide event digitally, so we are growing with DIME, and according to the plan, this year we're going to be in the same exhibition booths with Berlin partner.
Mm-hmm.
And but Franziska Milan's going to introduce us the opportunities for the foreign companies in the DIMEA, and also the other upcoming MedTech events in Germany, and show the audience how can maximize the benefits of the information delivered today. Franziska, the floor is yours. You are muted. Okay.
Thank you, Zoltan. Hope everybody. Is it now working?
Yes, now it works.
Can you hear me now? Perfect. Sorry about that. Thank you, Zoltan. Hello to everybody. I hope you get my screen, but I think this is working. Just let me know. And
it is working. It's
today
okay.
I will give you a little glance into the world of Startup Campus Germany. Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to start with who we are and talk about some words about Startup Campus Germany. So we're an international accelerator and support companies with a German market entry. We help companies to find out how, when, and where they have to go in order to find the first clients in the market. In the first 12 to 18 months, we will go to steps together with our clients, and we have a local team, a big partner network, and provide business development services from our offices in Munich and Berlin. So basically, we are working on 4 pillars and supporting our clients in these 4 pillars, which are marketing and branding, intelligence, business development, and events. Talking about the marketing and branding, we give and show our best to support in translations, in web clients with their German pitch deck releases, and do for the business intelligence. Our motto is, when in Germany, act like the Germans. So we support with the location and a German phone number, talk to local chambers, like connections to associations and legal advisements. Looking at the 3rd pillar, business development, we support in the communication through every possible channel. We work out sales strategy with sales campaigns, and we also use individual CRMs, for example, HubSpot, and work out an extensive partner database there. Looking at the events, the 4th pillar, it contains the whole preparation, invitation campaign, and eventually the implementation of the whole events, as well as the follow-up of the events. We will go into more detail about the events later, and this said, our motto is the subsidiary as a service, which means we act like our companies, we identify with our companies, and we actually want to be companies in the means of trying our best to place them as best in the German market. This is our view of Startup Campus Germany. Basically, as a big success factor is.
Yes, sorry, it's looks we lost Francisca, but no worries, we work for the same company, so I can continue her presentation in a minute. Sharing, and I hope it's going to be a much better view. Can you see it? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So Francisca introduced this 4 pillar. The visibility is very important. The networking, of course, we have to do the sales, and you have to appear on the main events what we just mentioned. So the subsidiary is a service that is a new approach, because we act like a consultancy as a business model, but work as a distributors, because we generate you sales leads, and we actually bring it till the contract. Of course, you have to make the contract with your distributor or clients, and of course, this whole process is very much supported by the German language. As you can see here, marketing and branding, and also the event management. Here you can see the team. We say that it's at the first critical 12 months. It's not necessary to launch a company. It's much better to have a team. We provide a key account manager, an expert on the fields of your company, sales and marketing manager. And these are the events we were talking about. So the DIMO is one of the flagship or the next event in this year, but we have digital health in München, also digital demo day in Düsseldorf. Katrina mentioned the World Health Forum, and parallel to this, the The Berlin Health Week used to be happen in every year. We have a slide event there. This year in Stuttgart, the T4M and the MedTech Life are going to set up together very interesting and important MedTech event. And yeah, Medica again. So it's a word trade fair. It's a must to have, but we provide you a proper exhibition in all of these events. We share our booths with our portfolio companies, and to be successful on the German market, you have to appear and present yourself in these events, or there are of course more and more specifics. Here you can see us in the Medica just this October. That was our exhibition booth. Our clients from Norwegia, from UK, from Hungary, and it's actually what Berlin partner provide a central location stand, very modern concept with a very good meeting points in it, listed as an exhibitor in the catalog. It's also the transport. It's important we organize the accommodation, the transport for you, so you just have to focus with your meetings. As I mentioned, there's a very proper meeting area, and yeah, we're going to supporting our clients. Last time in DIMO, as you can see, we represented 6 companies from 5 countries with a share booth, and the free tickets is one of the key factors. So we're going to introduce your potential clients and potential partners to the demo, and we offer them a free ticket. So it's slightly a different approach than we make a cold call that hello, we have a good solution for you, rather than hello, you have a free tickets for DIMO and please check our solution here. So the second approach we follow, and of course we are supporting you during this business meetings. Here is what Katrina already show that it's one of the best exhibition booths I ever been. I really like it, and very briefly I would like to tell you some words about what we are doing, what's the first steps we do. So the visibility is very important. The marketing materials, it takes months to prepare it, and I always used to say we are in time for DIMO because it's roughly 3 months. So you need 3 months to prepare all of these proper marketing materials and the great visibility. Also, you have to be some address or connection to Germany where your potential partners can reach you out. Have to know the market and prepare a plan. And in every second week, we consultate with you, and at the end, we going to set up for you business meeting. Of course, it is the biggest value of our service, and in collaboration with Berlin partner GTAI, who cannot do cold calling for you. Of course, they are not for that, but we can do. So it's important. We use the Roadbank as a business development tool, and here you can see a example how we can build up all of this point what we mentioned here week by week. It is in a nutshell what we are doing.
Thank you very much for taking over Zoltan, and sorry about the
No problem at all. So I very much hope that today's event will open up new perspectives of your business development plans in Germany. And special thanks to our speakers for providing this very special, very detailed insights into the German medtech ecosystem. Please remember that we are here to implement your business development plans in Germany. Do not hesitate to contact us because we can be your team who represent you in Germany. We look forward to hearing from you, and don't forget our motto: innovate locally and scale globally, but most importantly, stay healthy. Goodbye. Right. Thank you very much again, and see you in DEMEA. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye all.